You know Shaletta makes you laugh, but did you know Shaletta Brundage can also make you think and boost your business? Media personality, activist, and comedian Shaletta Brundage founded Shaletta Makes Me Laugh to celebrate and share the best of Black culture. It's a podcasting platform. You can download 10 weekly podcasts hosted by African American subject experts at ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com is also a production house, creating broadcast quality commercial content. And Shaletta and her team of storytellers create powerful promotional campaigns to get businesses the brand awareness they're looking for. Some of Minnesota's top businesses trust Shaletta, and you can too. Get out the word about your events and products and get in front of communities of color with ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com. She's got the power to help your business.
Want your boss to put some real action behind the rhetoric when they talk about making your workplace more inclusive? Find out how to hold their feet to the fire and demand diversity on the Diversity Dude podcast.
Hello there, and welcome to the Diversity Dude podcast, recognized as one of the top 100 diversity and inclusion podcasts in the U.S. I'm your host, Lambert Fisher, marriage and family therapist, award-winning author, and national speaker on the topic of multicultural awareness and diversity. And whether it be through my one-on-one relationship building efforts as a therapist or my informing and empowering efforts as an author and speaker, know that my personal mission is to do my part to improve the world one strengthened relationship at a time. So, today I'd like to share with you a few thoughts about following the NFL's lead by prioritizing mental health care. If you haven't heard about it yet, the NFL, the National Football League, just made a decision that has implications far exceeding the limits of sports. The NFL has decided to require that every team hire a full-time mental health professional at every team facility. To be clear, a few years ago, the NFL had already required that teams hire a part-time mental health professional, but this upgrade requires full-time support and investment. As a marriage and family therapist, I can particularly appreciate the significance of a decision like this. In short, this decision highlights the importance of investing not only in the physical well-being of these professional athletes, but also their mental health and well-being as well. And if we're honest, we all have the opportunity to follow suit and not only invest in the financial outcomes of our chosen professions, but also to invest in the mental health and well-being of the professionals providing those services. How does this relate to a Diversity Do podcast? Well, as April is Neurodiversity Awareness Month, it's a great opportunity to explore the vast diversity in the way our minds work, what different minds need, and ways in which we can provide and receive mental health support in our personal and professional environments. And how cool is it that we can be encouraged to do so by following the NFL's lead of all people and prioritizing mental health care? To do so, let's consider a few factors. Consideration number one, mental health care is for everyone. One of the ways my mental health care efforts and my cultural confidence improvement efforts intersect is that mental health care is often seen as designed by and intended for only one cultural group, and consequently not for everyone else. I often hear people express things like, that's for them. But where I'm from, we don't tell our business to strangers, especially ones that don't understand our cultural experiences. And to be clear, I very much understand this sentiment. One of the reasons I began training mental health professionals in cultural competence and more is because I saw so many people only willing to seek counseling from people of their same cultural group, fearing cultural misunderstandings or worse, unintentional cultural offenses, only to never find the support they need because the number of professionals in mental health care who meet that criteria are so small they can't meet the full demand. Similarly, many great and well-intentioned mental health professionals want to help, but disqualify themselves, drawing a similar conclusion that they don't know enough culturally to be effective and not make things worse. While reasonable, I believe it doesn't have to be true. For while there is a lot to be gained through cultural similarity when you can get it, there are also so many needs that do not require cultural similarity to get met. Not only that, but many, not all, but many cultural lessons can be learned over time and incorporated into professional mental health care efforts and benefit as a result. This directly ties into the NFL's decision because this professional athlete goal has to deal with a lot from challenges of grueling physical demands of these athletes to performance pressures, life identity implications of failure, wrestling with past traumatic experiences on healthy expressions of anger, if not managed well, that can turn into uncontrolled aggression, abusive behavior, or worse. As a marriage and family therapist, I'm keenly aware that spouses and children of these athletes could also benefit significantly from athletes who have received support managing their physical and mental health and emotional health. Athletes who can communicate better, own their strengths and growth areas, make decisions that are healthier about when to push harder versus when to slow down, and help time to heal, what to leave on the field and what to bring home, and ultimately when to say, we had a good run. And now it's time for me to transition out with my self esteem and my identity intact. Mental health professionals can do more than just help cope with the implications of physical injuries. They can also help with crisis intervention and support players dealing with injuries and suspensions, process emotions that arise after player tragedies, and even help them process day to day challenges that get overlooked. Here's the amazing part: even if you don't have a profession that's as physically demanding as a professional athlete, I have reason to believe that every company can benefit from a full time mental health professional. And if the company or organization isn't big enough to hire a full time professional, you can partner with the EAP, an employee assistance plan service that can ensure that if your team needs support, they can get it, helping them, their family, and helping you retain the best version of them as a professional long term. A second consideration is this: help destigmatize mental health care and well being. One of the reasons why many people are resistant to mental health care and do not seek out the support they can benefit from is because they unfortunately think that mental health care is all about disorder labels and medication. And while there is reason to believe this, as there are times when disorder titles and medication are beneficial, this is not the only way to provide mental health care. Just like not all physical health care involves surgery or medication, mental health care can involve learning to put words to your thoughts and feelings, strategic exploration of difficult life dilemmas and decisions, and guidance in doing what is in your and your family's best interest by considering the costs and the benefits of each and resting on a decision you can live with. This, too, is mental health care. But in order for it to have a chance, we need to create environments where we can talk about seeking out mental health care or the lessons we've learned from mental health care already received without worried about being judged as broken or countercultural. Just like you don't say to someone, wow, you have to go to the gym, you have to see a personal trainer, you need physical therapy. Where I come from, we just do a few push ups and that's all we need. If you need to do more than that, something must be wrong with you. No. Instead, we see efforts to manage our physical health and well being as a sign of what we're trying to do right for our bodies. Well, I challenge you to do right by your mind as well. And this leads to consideration number three. I challenge you to prioritize your own and others' mental health care. Sometimes people will walk about going to the gym, but not only follow through, but if they commit to doing so with a friend, they're more likely to follow through and benefit as a result. Well, depending on the types of relationships you have, going to therapy with a friend may or may not be what's best for you directly. However, you can still hold yourselves and those important to you accountable for taking care of themselves. Let me be clear. This isn't about judging or shaming people into growth by declaring, you need therapy. Instead, it can involve sincere expressions of concern for someone's well being, with clear evidence supporting that concern and the implications of it on their lives and yours, and encouragement for others to get the mental health support that they need for their benefit and everyone around them. Not as an ultimatum out of fear of losing your support, but out of encouragement with a genuine desire to maintain a relationship with you, but the healthiest version of them possible. In addition, one convincing strategy can be to share that you also make intentional efforts to strengthen your mental health and well being. Your vulnerability, sharing how you're joining the effort, and the growth evidence that comes as a result can be your best selling point, and it can become one of the many factors that strengthen your personal and or professional relationship together. With all that being said, my hope for you is you will be inspired by the NFL's decisions to mandate and prioritize mental health care and find ways in which you can officially or unofficially support your own mental health care as well as the mental health and well being of those around you. No matter our cultural similarities or differences or usual ways of doing things, When we invest in care for not only our physical well-being, but also our mental and emotional well-being, our potential increases significantly, and the benefits that can come as a result have the potential to positively impact us all. And with that, I'll say thanks again for listening to today's Diversity Dude podcast. If you found it positive and insightful, then be sure to like and subscribe so I know which topics you want me to share more on in the future, and share it with a friend so they can be encouraged as well. To find out how you can cultivate a culturally safe work environment for you and your team, visit lambertsfisher.com/playbook for a free guide. You can also learn more about my award-winning book, Diversity in Clinical Practice, which offers unique ways to positively address the often divisive topic of diversity, helping equip professionals like you in your efforts to meet the greatest variety of cultural needs possible for those whom you serve. And if you haven't heard it yet, I invite you to visit TED.com and check out my talk called What to Do When You Offend Someone, where I offer a positive and practical perspective on how to navigate unintentional offenses in daily life. To date, it's been viewed over 500,000 times. Check it out for yourself, and if you find it encouraging, share it with a friend so they can be encouraged as well. And as usual, I look forward to addressing as many topics as possible in future podcasts to help you improve as many relationships as possible at work, at home, and in your community. And as always, remember this: you don't need to know everything about everyone in order to have a positive impact on someone. Thank you all for tuning in, and have a great day.
Tune in each week and find out how to demand and implement diversity at your job. To hear more, check out previous Diversity Dude shows on ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com.
Welcome to Old National Bank.
I understand you're all about protection.
Well, we protect you in all kinds of ways, with advanced fraud monitoring and secure digital banking to protect you today, and with dedicated personal bankers to protect your tomorrow.
I'm impressed.
Protection for today and tomorrow.
Could I just...
Oh, go for it.
Old National Bank. Just another reason to get old.
Where'd you get this?
It came with my couch.
When she walked in on her first day at Doherty Family College at the University of St. Thomas, she didn't know a soul.
I'm Zion, and I'm a second year at DFC.
A year later, and so many changes for Zion.
I love my friends here. I couldn't do anything without them. We support each other all the time.
At Doherty Family College, Zion also finds support on the academic side. Like all DFC students, Zion can count on a team committed to her success. Doherty Family College is Minnesota's affordable private college option. DFC students earn their associate's degree and then can transition to a 4-year college or university for their bachelor's. Many are students of color or first in their family to go to college.
It's nice to see people that look like you pursuing an education, wanting to succeed academically.
Zion encourages any high school student looking for a college home to do what she did and apply to Doherty Family College.
All the support you can need is here.
Ready to make your move and experience Doherty Family College for yourself? Then schedule your visit to the Minneapolis campus at dfc.stthomas.edu/visit.